Shalom, my friends, and welcome to another episode of A Pilgrim Warrior's Progress, where today I hope to talk to you about taking action, because sometimes that moment you have opportunity to take action is the only one that you get. God is merciful in it. Many times that is not the case. However, in some instances it will be. One breath will be your last. One moment to tell the gospel to your beloved people in your life, your friends, your family, your loved ones, will be the last moment you had a chance. This is plainly taught in the Bible. If you read with me in Ecclesiastes chapter 3, where it is written, "To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born, and a time to die, a time to plant, and a time to pluck up that which is planted." The whole system that God established, He put in place seasons. Genesis 1, Genesis 1 explains that the very celestial bodies of heaven, the sun, the moon, the stars, they function in helping us to measure the passing of time, to helping us to know moment by moment that there are opportunities, that there's a chance to rescue, a chance to suffer for Christ, and a chance to harm ourselves through our own choices, a chance to break down that hedge of protection that the Lord has placed around us, or an opportunity to keep it intact by being obedient. I was just sitting here, or I was just walking from the grocery store into the vehicle, and I saw a can roll down. I used to pick up a lot of stuff just to help, just to be a good Samaritan. I even later started to think about it, this trash is just like that beaten man who was bloodied and battered and everyone walked by. But you can be that good Samaritan and practice taking action in a situation where millions would not. So I started to put that into practice, and I think it helped me to, when I started treating objects as if they were people in need of help, when someone actually needed help, all of that practice of taking initiative and just doing it without even having to think about it, habit makes things so easy that you just become habitually helpful, habitually loving. So I thought for a moment to pick up this can. It was rolling, and I was like, well, then I saw the car backing up. So it's not very likely that it'll hit it. I'll just pick it up once they move. I could have ran easily and grabbed it or waved at them and picked it up. That would be strange. But sometimes you need to look strange in order to do something that matters. Not that picking up this can mattered, but what if it was a cat? What if it was a baby? What then? Would I be willing to risk the low chance that the baby would be run over? I don't think so. What I find fascinating is that having since thought about this whole trash thing, and I thought, well, it's a bit unreasonable to treat every piece of trash like that beaten man that I need to save as the Good Samaritan. So I just started to think, well, what's a balanced perspective I can have on this? What scripture can I align with it to make it more balanced? And I started to think, well, the amount of trash that we have on this planet is sort of like the poor. And Yeshua, Jesus, he said, you will have the poor always. And sort of giving the indication that you do what good you can, but if you just focused on that, you'd never be finished, and you wouldn't be able to do anything else. So I think the attitude is the same with the trash. Is do the good you can with the trash, but if you bypass some of it, it's just a necessity, because you'd never stop bypassing it. You'd never stop picking it up if you just kept going. So anyway, because of that philosophy, I stopped picking up trash, and then COVID kind of caused me to not pick up things as well, just because I just was being cautious more so, and about touching random stuff that other people touch. But I'm faced with just like, and someone might think it's silly to think this, but this can was perfectly intact just a few moments before it met its fate by that car, which did, that small chance it would roll over it did. And it went from a round can to a very not round can. So I'll just keep it like this, since I don't want to show the label for sponsored. I'm not sponsored or anything. I guess I'll just keep it like this. But this can once was a fully round, a cylindrical shape. It, however, has lost that and is now this corpse, this pitiful, lifeless, flattened shape. God forbid that we're a child or a creature of some kind, an animal. Would I have had the initiative to stop, in my sleep deprived or exhausted or hungry or, needing to use the bathroom type of state, like whatever condition I was in, would I be able to stop concerning myself with myself and save that life? Would I be able to take that opportunity in that golden moment to take action? And that's the question we each can take to heart, is that it's not just about a soda can or a pop can, for those of you in other parts of the world and country. It's not just about some soft drink can meeting a hard fate. It's about what opportunities we have day to day. When are you going to change your diet? When are you going to stop watching as much television? When are you going to stop drinking? When are you going to stop smoking? When are you going to start exercising? When are you going to pick up your Bible and open it? When are you going to seize the day, to carpe diem, to take the moments that are in front of you and do what matters with them? Notice in this book here, Gospel Workers, we'll read some paragraphs from this, that emphasizes this point. Independent men of earnest endeavor are needed, not men as impressible as putty. Those who want their work made ready to their hand, who desire a fixed amount and do a fixed salary, and who wish to prove an exact fit without the trouble of adaptation or training, are not the men whom God calls to work in his cause. A man who cannot adapt his abilities to almost any place, if necessity requires, is not the man for this time. Men whom God will connect with his work are not limp and fiberless, without muscle or moral force of character. There are men who flatter themselves that they might do something great and good if they were only circumstanced differently, while they make no use of the faculties they already have by working in the positions where Providence has placed them. Individual independence and individual power are the qualities now needed. Individual character need not be sacrificed, but it should be modulated, refined, and elevated. Notice this part. The cause of God demands men who can see quickly and act instantaneously. At the right time, and with power. Act instantaneously at the right time and with power. If you wait to measure every difficulty and balance every perplexity you meet, you will do but little. You will have obstacles and difficulties to encounter at every turn, and you must with firm purpose decide to conquer them, or they will conquer you. It's a decision to conquer the difficulty in your life. It is a decision to choose this day whom you will serve. It is a decision to fight the good fight of faith. It's not a salvation by works message. It's a human effort combined with divine power message. The human effort is just as required as the divine power. Sometimes various ways or purposes, different modes of operation in connection with the work of God, are about evenly balanced in the mind, and it is at this very point that the nicest discrimination is necessary. And if anything is accomplished to the purpose, it must be done at the golden moment. The slightest inclination of the weight in the balance should be seen, and should determine the matter at once. This is my favorite part of the quote, of the chapter actually. Long delays tire the angels, period. Long delays tire the angels. Long delays tire the angels. It is even more excusable to make a wrong decision sometimes than to be continually in a wavering position. Wow. It's better to make a mistake than to not make a choice for a long, long time. Remember that. I want to remember that. More perplexity and wretchedness result from thus hesitating and doubting than from sometimes moving too hastily. I have been shown that most signal victories and most fearful defeats have been on the turn of minutes. God requires promptness of action. Delays, doubtings, hesitation, and indecision frequently give the enemy every advantage. The timing of things may tell much in favor of truth. Victories are frequently lost through delays. There will be crises in this cause. Prompt and decisive action at the right time will gain glorious triumphs, while delay and neglect will result in great failures and positive dishonor to God. Rapid movements at the critical moment often disarm the enemy, and he is disappointed and vanquished, for he had expected time to lay plans and to work by artifice. The greatest promptness is positively necessary in the hour of peril and danger. Every plan may be well laid to accomplish certain results, and yet a delay of a very short time may leave things to assume an entirely different shape, and the great objects which might have been gained are lost through lack of quick foresight and prompt dispatch. Much may be done in training the mind to overcome indolence. There are times when caution and great deliberation are necessary. We should take time to think about things when appropriate. Rashness would be folly in certain situations. Foolishness, it'd be foolish to just rashly decide something. It's like getting married, for example. But even here, as much has been lost too by too great hesitancy. If you wait 5 years to get married, what are you doing? Like, why haven't you figured it out yet? Like, there's special situations. A friend of mine is in this similar sort of, it's been longer than that even, but like, there's special circumstances. You're waiting for a reason, but like, if there's no other bar to cross apart from your choice, and there's no like extenuating circumstances that withhold you from advancing in some direction or making some decision to stop or to keep going, just please decide. If you're waiting to do something for that golden moment, you may have already missed it. God can redeem the time. He can forgive you, but prayerfully move forward, take action, quote appropriately. Caution up to a certain point is required, but hesitancy and policy on particular occasions have been more disastrous than would have been a failure through rashness. More disastrous results have come from inaction than from wrong action. It's okay to make some wrong decisions. It is less okay, you could say, to not decide at all. Whatsoever your hand findeth to do, do it with all thy might. In order to do what that is, you have to find something and choose to do it. To everything there is a season, a time for every purpose under heaven. A time to act, a time to be still. What is your decision today? Where are you going? What are you doing? What are you starting? What are you stopping? Why do you care? What are your goals? Where are you headed? Decide what you're doing with your life. If you don't know, then decide to find out. Decide to start seeking. Knock, seek, ask, you shall find, you shall receive, and doors will open to you. But decide to knock. Some doors might not open. Some doors will. Thank you, my friends, and shalom. Please pray for this planet, pray for its people. Support your modern publishers and content creators by liking and subscribing their videos. Commenting is really critical these days. Watch time is really critical to the robots. The algorithm, I like to call them robots. So be strong and have a good courage, friends. Comment if you have any prayer requests or feedback. Contribute to the conversation. What decision have you made that mattered? What moment did you have? Because sometimes there's a full cylinder of opportunity, and other times that cylinder is flattened. Here we go. So you do not want to end up with your opportunities destroyed like this. There is hope while we have life. Take action. Seize the day while you have the day. Work while it is day, for the night cometh where no man can work. Again, shalom, my friends.